Hello everyone, welcome to English Shorthand classes. Exercise 25. Get ready for the dictation. Start. Section 529A of the Companies Act, an enacted provision is to be given primacy in case of conflict and consequently in case of disharmony. This section will override the discordant provisions of the Companies Act and all other enactments in force. Stop. Section 529A of the Companies Act was enforced by Act number 35 of 1985 with effect from 24th May 1985. Stop. Therefore, when there is a clash and disagreement between Section 529A of the Companies Act and another provision of the Companies Act or any other enactment in force on 24th May 1985, Section 529A prevails and the debts are to be paid in terms of Section 529A of the Companies Act. Stop. As per clause B of subsection 1 to Section 529A of the Companies Act, the debts due to secured creditors to the extent such debts under clause C of the proviso to subsection 1 to Section 529 rank pari passu with the workman's dues are to be paid in priority to all other debts. Stop. Subsection 2 to Section 529A states that the debts payable under clauses A and B of subsection 1 to Section 529A shall be paid in full unless the assets are insufficient to meet them, in which case they shall abate in equal proportions. Stop. In the present case, we are not required to examine the interplay and principle of proportionality with reference to clauses A and B to Section 529A of the Companies Act, albeit we must give full effect to and enforce the enacted nature of Section 529A of the Companies Act, whereby, notwithstanding anything contained in any other provision of the Companies Act or any other law for the time being in force on 24th May 1985, on winding up of a company, the debt due to the workmen and the debt due to secured creditors as specified rank pari passu and are to be paid in the manner prescribed therein in priority to all other debts. Stop. Section 530 of the Companies Act, which was amended and substituted by Act number 35 of 1985, states that Section 530 is subjected to provisions of Section 529A of the Companies Act. Stop. Section 530 of the Companies Act deals with preferential payments that are a level below the overriding preferential payments under Section 529A of the Companies Act. Stop. Clause A to Section 531 of the Companies Act confers preferential status to all revenue taxes, cesses and rates due to the central or the state government or to a local authority on the relevant date as defined in clause C to subsection 8 to Section 530 of the Companies Act, which have become due and payable within the 12 months next before the relevant date. Stop. The taxes, cesses and rates due to the central and state governments or local authorities under Section 530 of the Companies Act cannot be given priority over the payments or debts mentioned in section 529A of the Companies Act stop. It is therefore beyond debate that the provisions of section 529A of the Companies Act prevail over section 530 of the Companies Act stop. We shall subsequently interpret the expression that's due in the first portion of clause A to section 531 of the Companies Act, and the words become due and payable within the 12 months next before that date in the latter portion of clause A to section 531 of the Companies Act, but at this stage stop. It is relevant to take on record the relevant date as defined in clause C to subsection 8 to section 530 of the Companies Act stop. As per subsection 1 to clause C to subsection 8 to section 530 of the Companies Act, the relevant date in case where a company has been ordered to be wound up compulsorily shall be the date of appointment or first appointment of a provisional liquidator, or if no such appointment is made, the date of the winding up order, unless the company had commenced to be wound up voluntarily before that date stop. The present case is one of compulsory winding up, and therefore the relevant date in the absence of appointment of a provisional liquidator would be the date on which the winding up order was passed against the company, which is 1st December 2003 stop. Again, before we proceed to interpret the expressions that due and payable in clause A to section 531 of the Companies Act, it is relevant to take note of the effect of sections 447 and 456 of the Companies Act, as well as the object and purpose behind these provisions stop. The relevant sections read are: an order for winding up a company shall operate in favor of all the creditors and all the contributories of the company as such stop.